Electric car sales have really taken off in recent years, but electric van sales have lagged behind, not just in absolute terms, but in percentage of the market terms as well. And there are good reasons for that, but perhaps the most obvious reason is that there's simply been a lack of really appealing product for most van operators. But that's all changing rapidly. We're filming this in November 2022, and van sales to date this year have been more than 50% higher than the equivalent period last year. Overall, electric vans now have just over 5% of the UK van market, so that's nothing like as high as cars, but it's still a 50% increase relative to last year. In terms of product, there are some great electric vans available now, and we'll look at some specific models in a moment, but before we do that, we'll just talk in general terms. Most electric vans are based on the diesel variant, but with the batteries spread out low below the floor plan of the vehicle. So that means the load carrying capacity in terms of meters cubed is usually identical to the diesel, but in terms of payload in kilograms, that's reduced a little because batteries are heavy. As with electric cars, electric vans are more expensive to buy or lease, but then of course they bring you big savings in terms of cheaper fuel and lower tax rates. And unlike for cars, there's still a grant available for electric vans. £2,500 for vans up to 2,500 kilograms gross vehicle weight and £5,000 for heavier vans. We're now going to look at some specific models, starting with the small vans, then moving on to medium and large. If you're looking for a small van, the new Renault Kangoo E-Tech is definitely one to consider. It's got a 45 kilowatt-hour battery giving 186 miles official range. It's got 1,000 kilograms payload and a 4.2 metre cubed capacity. The Kangoo E-Tech costs from around £33,000, that's excluding VAT and after deducting the grant, and that compares to £22,000 for the diesel. The Kangoo has 80 kilowatt DC rapid charging and a 22 kilowatt AC charging, which could be very useful, particularly if you've got a three-phase electricity supply at the depot. And the Kangoo E-Tech comes with a 121 brake horsepower motor, so it's a powerful motor for a small van. The Kangoo also comes badged as a Nissan Townstar, so it's very much the same vehicle. The other key small electric van at the moment is one of the Stellantis offerings. Stellantis owns the Peugeot, Citroën and Vauxhall brands, so this can come badged as a Peugeot e-Partner, a Citroën e-Berlingo or, most likely in the UK, a Vauxhall Combo E. The Combo E can carry a payload of 800 kilograms and a volume of 4.4 cubic meters, so it can carry slightly less than the Renault, but it's got a slightly greater volume. The Combo has a 50 kilowatt-hour battery giving 171 mile official range, so that's a slightly bigger battery than the Renault and a slightly lower range, but very similar figures. The Combo E list price is currently £30,100, again that's excluding VAT and after deducting the grant. It's got a 100 kilowatt rapid charging, so it's very fast rapid charging, and 7.4 kilowatts AC charging. And that same van is also available badged as a Toyota City ProAce Electric. Much the same van, usually slightly more expensive, but with a 10-year warranty. If you're after a medium-sized van, then probably the two key products at the moment are the Stellantis offerings, we'll look at them in a second, or the Maxus e-Deliver 3. The Stellantis mid-size van come badged as the Peugeot e-Expert, the Citroën e-Dispatch, or most likely in the UK, the Vauxhall Vivaro E, which is the UK's best-selling electric van. But the Vivaro comes with two battery options, 50 kilowatt hours or 70 kilowatt hours, giving an official range of 143 miles or 205. And the Vivaro E can carry up to 1,226 kilograms of payload, which is very good and only 130 kilograms less than the diesel version. If you're in the market for a mid-sized van, the Maxus e-Deliver 3 is also certainly worth considering. The Maxus comes with a 52.5 kilowatt-hour battery, giving an official range of 151 miles. The e-Deliver 3 offers 45 kilowatt DC rapid charging, so that's a little bit slow for rapid charging, and it's got a 121 brake horsepower motor. And it costs from £34,000. So that's slightly less money and slightly longer range, slightly bigger battery than the smaller battery size version of the Vivaro. The e-Transit Custom is also due in the UK market in early 2023, so I'm sure that will also be one that's worth considering. In terms of the large electric vans, the Ford e-Transit is really the market leader at the moment. That comes with a 68 kilowatt-hour battery, giving an official range of up to 196 miles, depending on which version or variant you go for. The e-Transit's a powerful van. It comes in two options, 184 or 269 brake horsepower, and it's got an exportable power option, so you can use it to power other electric devices with a 2.3 kilowatt export socket. The e-Transit can carry a big payload, something like 1,400 to 1700 kilograms, and it's got 115 kilowatt DC rapid charging. That's very fast rapid charging. And Ford say that the servicing and maintenance of the e-Transit is expected to be 40% less than the diesel version. And it costs from £43,000. Again, that's excluding VAT after deducting the grant. So that's not that much more than the diesels, which start at £39,000. The Fiat e-Ducato is another large van with either a 47 or a 79 kilowatt-hour battery, with official ranges of 108 or 175 miles. The e-Ducato costs from £57,000, so it's a bit more than the Transit, but the interesting thing with the e-Ducato is it has an even higher payload carrying capacity of up to 1,885 kilograms. The Renault Master E-Tech is another large van. It's got a 52.5 kilowatt-hour battery, giving an official range of 126 miles, so it's quite low. But the interesting thing about the Master is it's huge. It can carry up to 22 meters cubed of volume. So if you need a very large van, and if you can live with that relatively low range, then that could be an option for you. The Renault Master E-Tech comes with DC rapid charging and a 76 brake horsepower motor, which is on the small side for a large van. It comes in two battery variants, 37 and 75 kilowatt hours, and it costs from £58,400. The Maxus e-Deliver 9 is another large electric van worth considering. It's a good van with decent range, carries a good payload, but it's quite expensive relative to some of the others. We're not going to cover that in detail here.